Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. Today we've got a Samsung Galaxy A80. Now, to be honest, at the beginning I thought it's just an A70, which I've also reviewed recently with a funky camera, but no, it actually turns out it's a slightly different device. Starting with the back, which is made of glass, obviously being a huge fingerprint magnet at the same time, front being made of the glass, and then there is also an aluminium frame in the middle. And then we've also got the funky flip camera, which I will cover in the camera aspect of the video. But yes, this actually feels like a very nice premium device. And to be honest, if I would be on the market after a very decently looking handset, I think I would go for the A80 rather than the S10. For example, but obviously there are some there have been some cuts being made in terms of that. So then we've got the power button on the side, volume up, volume down, speaker on the bottom, type C, and then we've got the SIM frame, well, SIM tray, not SIM frame, SIM tray that either is a double SIM tray for, so a SIM tray for two SIM cards, or it is a SIM tray plus a memory card. So the choice is yours. You can't have two, unfortunately, two SIM cards and one memory card. So let's have a look first at what have we got in here in terms of what we are running on. And we are running on, I believe, Android 9, which is always nice. Considering it's a Samsung phone, it's not always a given that you get the, well, not the latest anymore, but at least something very up to date. And considering that the phone was released just 4 months ago in May this year, this is actually pretty decent. In terms of internal storage, we've got 128 gigabytes of internal storage plus 8 gigabytes of RAM as well. So pretty decent, especially when you think it's not a flagship phone, but it is a very flagship-like handset. So that's that. Then, as it usually is with the Samsungs, there's quite a lot of advanced features. So we've got the Bixby routines, which allows you to set certain routines. So for example, when you wake up, it connects to Wi-Fi or it disconnects from Wi-Fi, starts playing music or goes to news and things like that. This is actually not a unique feature to the A80, but it's a very neat feature. Then you've got the smart pop-up view, which if you turn on, for example, you're watching a movie and the text message comes on, you will see a small pop-up window while you're watching the movie, so you don't have to switch between apps. Then standard Samsung Direct Share and smart capture. Then you've got the motions and gestures as well, and in here, for example, when we go on, we've got the lift to wake, double tap to wake. So again, not everything is available on every single Samsung handset. So for example, lift to wake and double tap to wake isn't available on the A40, but it is available on the A50 and A70, but then on the A50 you only get double tap to wake, you don't get lift to wake, and so on and so on. Luckily, you do get 100 mode, which is very convenient considering the size of the screen, 6.7 inch. With full HD resolution, so it is very handy, and Samsung has been doing 100 mode for quite a while, since I believe the second or even third generation of the Note series back in 2012, 2013. So yeah, they know how to do that really well. What else we've got in here? We've got the game launcher, which I'll cover in a second. We've got the security, so we've got the fingerprint sensor, under display fingerprint sensor, and then we've got the face recognition as well. Then in terms of display, we've got the blue light filter, which is now available on every single handset. And then we've got a night mode, which is Samsung's own equivalent of a dark mode. So considering it's a AMOLED display, when everything is black, it actually tries to conserve a bit more battery power. However, as you've seen, it works really well across the Samsung apps, like Samsung browser, but when you go, for example, to Google Chrome, obviously the Chrome does not support dark mode. So that is the thing with Android phones. You know, you think you've got the dark mode, well, night mode across the whole device, but no, actually no, because it only works in the Samsung browser, but it doesn't work in the Google Chrome. Yeah, but it is coming in with Android 10, so at least that's that. When you get the Android 10, you will get Chrome with dark mode, night mode. Okay, and then we've got a bit more display features. Now, considering there is no notch, circle, cutout, however you name it, because of the flip camera, the full screen actually makes sense in apps. You do actually get a full screen because the front-facing camera flips from the rear-facing camera, which I'll show you in a second. So that's that. In terms of audio quality, I have to admit it's really good. Yes, you do get Dolby Atmos and you get the UHQ upscaler, which takes the low quality MP3 files and tries to upscale the quality. But both the audio via the wired headphones and Bluetooth does sound really nice. I think on par with my recently bought the Xperia 1 and the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. So really kudos for that goes to Samsung for not cheaping out on the audio chip. Then apart from that, we've got the standard features of the Samsung handsets. We've got the FM radio as well, which works with wired headphones that you have to plug in for them to double up as an antenna. Then we've got a game launcher, which basically puts all your games in one place, so you don't have to scroll through all your games through the menu. One of my favorite features actually of Samsung phones is that I've got everything in one place in terms of games. And then if we get out of the game launcher, which was recently updated, then we can go to the camera itself. So the camera itself, we've got three lenses. We've got the 48 megapixel f-stop 2.0 wide lens, then we've got an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens, then we've got a time of flight sensor as well. So there is quite a lot going on. The time of flight sensor is used for video bokeh. So you know, when you've got the pictures and you take portrait pictures, it nicely blurs the background, and you can do the same in the video, which is interesting actually, considering that the S10, S10e and S10 Plus recently got the update as well from the Note series to blur the video background, which means you don't actually need the time of flight sensor on the back of the handset. But yeah, because the S10, S10 Plus, sorry, the S10 and S10e don't have them. The S10 5G does have. But yeah, going back to the camera, we've got a very decent night mode. We've got the live focus, like I said, so portrait mode, live focus to blur the pictures. And then we've got the aforementioned camera, like I said. So really cool feature. Apparently Samsung has tested that for at least 2 million swipes. Now, well, slides, I'm not really sure how many you're gonna do each day, but I believe it's gonna last at least 3 years of ownership. What happens after that? Not sure. Hopefully it doesn't go faulty. You can use the ultra wide lens as well because everything flips over. In terms of camera settings, you can record in up to 4K at 30 frames per second, Full HD 60 frames per second. Then in terms of pictures, obviously if you like to, you can take full fat 48 megapixel pictures, or if you like to, you can jot it down slightly. With an f-stop 2.0, I think Samsung could have done a bit better in here. A brighter aperture obviously means better low light condition photos, but the night mode itself does a pretty decent job itself. So yeah, maybe there wasn't a need for that. And then obviously, as it is with the Samsung phones, when you do take a picture, portrait picture, it doesn't have to be of a human being. You can adjust the blur to your liking if you like to. So pretty neat, pretty decent actually. So yep, that's that. Obviously, if you like to, you can add additional features as well. So yeah, very Instagrammable. So let's actually have a listen and check how does the speaker sound. So yeah, thanks for watching another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments, and have a lovely day, guys. Take care. Bye.